You're listening to CFRN, a community of believers who trade for a living. To learn more about who we are, what we do, and how we do it, call toll-free 1-866-928-3310, and we'll send you out a no-obligation information kit absolutely free. 866-928-3310. The CFRN Emini Futures Cast is now on Stitcher. Listen to us on your iPhone, Android phones, BlackBerry, and WebOS phones. Stitcher is smart radio for your phone. Find it in your app store or at Stitcher.com. Stitcher Smart Radio, the smarter way to listen to radio.
Are you ready, Steve? Andy? Yeah! Bert? Well, all right, fellas. Let's go!
You're listening to CFRN, the Christian Financial Radio Network.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download at www.audibletrial.com/CFRN. Over 85,000 titles. Choose from mystery, romance, religion, science, technology, business, New York Times bestsellers, even children's books. You name it, Audible has it. With 85,000 titles to choose from, you're sure to find the perfect audiobook for yourself or to give as a gift, and it's absolutely free. Just point your browser to audibletrial.com/CFRN. That's audibletrial.com/CFRN. And become a part of the audiobook revolution by downloading your free audiobook today. audibletrial.com/CFRN.
Hey trader, want to get rich quick? Well, good luck with that. If on the other hand you actually want to learn how to trade, the place to be is www.cfrn.net. Tune in Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern for our daily devotional, and then spend the next 3 hours learning how it's done from professional traders who actually trade for a living. That's www.cfrn.net. Every trading day from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern. CFRN, a community of believers who trade for a living.
Good afternoon, traders, and welcome back to the CFRN Emini Futures Cast. This is the daily broadcast of Indeterminate Length, where we discuss all things Emini, along with some really big ideas on the finer points of trading gold, bonds, crude, sugar, the euro, and even T-bills. Joining us today from our studios in Boston, Mr. Michael Borth. From our trading desk in Chicago, Mr. Burton Schlichter. Now, to get things started, let's go to our host and founder in Studio A, overlooking South Mountain, America's largest city park. Here's Dwayne.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back. Today is Friday, 28th day of December, 2018. Hope you're having a great Friday, whoever you are, wherever you are. Just glad you're here right now. Thanks for joining us. If you're returning, welcome back. If you're here for the first time, a special welcome to you. We are certainly glad to have you with us. I have a chart up of the S&P 500 Emini Futures. If you cannot see that chart, go to our homepage at CFRN.net. On the right-hand side of the page, click the big microphone, follow the instructions. You'll be registered all the way through Monday. And then come Wednesday, you got to do it again. But then I'm told you won't have to do it for 2 months this time. So that's a good deal, right? If you're away from the office, away from the desk, working off a phone, a tablet, or such, go to youtube.com/CFRN/live during the live broadcast, and you guessed it, you'll see the live broadcast. All right? Okay. Well, there you go. Now, this chart, pretty interesting week. We had a swing trade alert that went out early in the week, considering long 23.75. The beginning of the move was right here at our weekly trading zone, 2347/2348. Now the first leg of this journey went from that low to that high. And yesterday, price was dancing around and about the 50% fib retracement from the low to the high. We pointed out the 62. If the 50 doesn't hold, the question becomes, will the 62? And the 62 clearly held. Swing low of that move was 23.97. And off we went. The low to the high. Now we caught a bounce off the 50, nice bounce. In fact, caught a nice bounce off the 38. A bigger picture move such as this, you can almost always count on a bounce. Almost always. Very few absolutes in the world of trading, but you can almost always count on a bounce. And the 62 gave us quite the bounce. Now overhead, weekly trading zone 25.44, and the final target for this swing trade alert 23.75 to 25.40, just shy of this next weekly trading zone overhead. Now if we take those away and look at just this last leg up, well, there you go. From the low to the high to the 38, and now attempting that move higher, which could take us into that target at 25.40, and or the weekly trading zone overhead at 44/45. Now, one last draw from the low to the high. What do we have? We have a shallow retracement that hit the 24. So we had a 62, we had a 38, we have a 24. Feel like we're starting to kind of run out of steam here. Well, we haven't yet. When we do, the chart will tell us. So that's all we have to do is refer to our chart. Not all the noise that surrounds a chart, but the chart itself. It has the answer. In a little bit of news, users of the Electrum Bitcoin wallet have been targeted in a new phishing attack, according to the project's developers on Twitter. The team notes that the wallet's official website is electrum.org and warns against downloading the software from any other source. The attack, which began about a week ago, has been conducted through malicious servers. When asked to broadcast a transaction through a legitimate Electrum wallet, these servers reply with an error message directing users to download a fake security update from an unauthorized GitHub repository. At startup, the malicious software asks users for a two-factor authentication code, an unusual request as the two FA codes are needed only when sending funds. The app then uses the code to transfer the stolen digital cash to addresses controlled by the attacker. Electrum is one of the more popular cryptocurrency wallets with support for major coins such as Bitcoin Core, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, and others. According to a report by ZDNet, the unknown hacker or hackers have so far managed to misappropriate over 200 BTC. Huobi derivative markets daily volume has now exceeded $1 billion within just a month after launching the trading service. The Singapore-based cryptocurrency exchange announced that the threshold was reached on Merry Christmas, December 25th, which was also a strong day for the company's main trading platform, Huobi Global, with the combined trading volume of both Huobi's platforms amounting to $2 billion. That's B as in billion. $2 billion on Christmas Day. The CEO commented, "This just goes to show the market demand for more sophisticated crypto trading tools, particularly those that allow traders to control risks in volatile markets. Huobi DM is a priority for us, and we will continue to enhance it over the coming months." Gustavo Chavan, one of the founders of the leading Brazilian cryptocurrency exchange Foxbit, has died in an automobile accident. Driving between Marilla and Sao Paulo, the young entrepreneur reportedly lost control over his car and ran into a cargo truck. His girlfriend survived but has been hospitalized in serious condition. Another victim died in the crash that involved a total of 2 passenger cars and 2 large trucks. Chavan established Foxbit in 2014 with 3 other partners. In the following years, it became Brazil's largest digital asset trading platform. This past March, the exchange lost to hackers 1 million Brazilian real, which is roughly $250,000 US. However, they restored the customers' balances with the company's own reserves. Foxbit was also involved in a lawsuit against a commercial bank that closed its account, citing concerns over money laundering. Without presenting evidence in court, the bank claimed it had the right to shut down accounts which it determined to be risky, which was later confirmed by Brazil's judiciary. Well, that's it for a little bit of news. Let's take a look at the numbers on this post-Christmas Friday as we head into the weekend and the new year. We have one more broadcast after today. We'll be closed Tuesday, back Wednesday for the start of 2019. All right, these are cash markets here in the U.S. is where we will start. The Dow is currently up 12 points. NASDAQ is up 6. S&P 500 up 1. And the Russell 2000 up almost a half a point. Those all qualify as green. No big numbers. No movers and shakers. In the commodity basket, crude oil gained 65 cents. That's a change of about 1.5%. Gold added 50 cents, trading 1281.60 last. In the Asian markets, the Nikkei at the close down 62 points. Shanghai up 10, Hang Seng up 25. And in European markets, they're starting to get the hang of it. FTSE closed up 150. That's 2.25%. The DAX ended the session up 177, 1.75%. And the CAC up 80 points at the close. It's a gain of 1.75%. So a mixed day in Asia thanks to the Nikkei. Green day in Europe. And at the moment, it's still a green day here in the US of A. Michael's with us, so let's go to him right now for a recap of what happened in the live training room. And we'll pick it back up when I come back.
Excellent. I will grab it right after I paste that. Okay, I am ready.
Okay.
I did not realize my mic was open. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's all right.
Okay. Well, we had an interesting morning this morning. We'll just call it that. Let me save that and send that to you and all the appropriate people. There we go. Okay, done. Now, let me grab the charts. I didn't grab them yet, did I? Yeah, I guess I did. Okay, good. All right, well, here we go. I'm ready to go. Are you ready to go? Here we go. Good afternoon, everybody. Today is Friday, the 28th day of December 2018. If you have not taken a free trial with us, go to the homepage here at CFRN.net. Right over here on the right-hand column, it says 5-day free trial, apply.cfrn.net. Click on that, and you will be brought to this page, where all we ask for is your email, your first name, and how you found us. Hit the submit button. Once you hit that submit button, you'll be sent a confirmation link. You must click on the confirmation link, okay? If you fail to click on that confirmation link, then you will fail to get a free trial, because we don't know that you took the free trial until you click that confirmation link. So make sure your email is accurate. The recap today. Hang on a sec. Okay, sorry. There's something in my throat. Today, as I said, is the 20th day of December. We made 6 ticks in the euro, 7 ticks in crude, 12 ticks in the ES. And that put us at plus 257.50 on the morning session. And today it took 106 minutes and 6 trades to get to the goal for the day. At that point, we're up 107.50. And we took a total of 8 trade opportunities. On the month now, we're up $3,452. That's over 17 days, averaging $203 per day. Now, that 203 is one contract, 2 hours a day. On the year now, we're at $38,426. That's over 239 days, averaging $160 per day. Now, in here, what this is, if you added one contract every month, you'd be at 12 contracts now. And if you did everything exactly the same as I did, you'd be at $255,795 gross. If you started out with 10 contracts and just traded 10 contracts and got every single fill and exit that I had, then you'd be at $384,000. Yep, that was in the room. Now we have guys that are doing more than 12 contracts in there, and they're doing better than that. So just take it all in perspective. This is one contract, 2 hours per day. Okay? Okay. Let's go take a look at what we did today, or didn't do. In gold, we didn't do anything. Look at this. Look at this mess in gold right here. There were no trade setups to be had in there because it wasn't trending. During the break, it broke out a little bit, just a little bit right here. And still no trade setups to be had. Okay. On the euro, we had what did we have? We had a break even there, a mistrade there, plus 6 right there. And that was it on the euro today. That was all we had for trade opportunities. Yeah, that was it. Okay, on crude oil, I'm going to show you a couple things on crude. This area right here, I highlighted before the crude inventories came out. And at the time, crude was trading way down here. Hang on. When the crude inventories came out. Hang on. I'm scrolling. Move that cup. It was trading down here when the crude inventories came out. All right. Then the inventories did come out, and I missed a trade right there. There was nothing before that, I don't think. We picked up 7 ticks right there. I had 2 break-evens before that. But then down here at the bottom right here, I was showing people at the end of the session this morning crude options. And, at the time, we were looking at 3 out of the money. And at the time, the money was at 45. So we were looking at these right here. And at the time, these were $500. And I was recommending for people to buy them. Well, I wasn't recommending, I cannot make a recommendation like that, but I was just suggesting that that might be something that you would be interested in, because one of the guys in the room this morning had asked, you know, is there any way you can trade the crude inventory numbers? And I just pointed out that every week I'll give that level that I gave, where crude should go back to. And then, you know, it was almost as soon as we ended the room this morning. It just ran right up to that level right here. See, it was right here. It hit that level at 11:40, and, you know, we ended the room at like 11:35. So 5 minutes later, bang. But now it's come back off it. And during the break, you know, there was a long opportunity right here and right there. Okay, and then it flipped around and it started going short. There was a short opportunity right here and right there and right there. And then it flipped around again, but it didn't give any opportunity, and now it's just getting choppy. Okay, on the ES today, we had 2 break-evens and one plus 12. And if my charts will scroll, I don't know why it does this every time I get to this part of the day. Okay. Come on. Okay. Well, I had 2 break-evens prior to this, but right here we had a bounce off the BBC. We had a bounce off the BBC, and there it goes. The slingshot wasn't correct. You know, now it's correct, but just a second ago it needed to update. We had a bounce off the BBC right here, and I suggested getting short, and it went right down to the zone. We ended up picking up 12 ticks on that. Okay, and that was our ES day. During the break, it looks like it's been pretty active. I'm not seeing a lot of trade setups though, because of the way it was setting up, the way it, you know, it was bouncing around. The ES has been, you know, pretty volatile market lately. Here's one trade setup right here. Bounce off the BBC right here. Bounce off the BBC. Let's see, was that one over there? Yeah, this was also a short right here off the BBC. Another short right here would have been a trend line trade. Another one, no, that one would not have worked. It would not have been a trade because the cycle's going up too steep. Bounce off the BBC here for that leg up. And that brings us to now, pretty much. Another bounce off the BBC here for a short. So, you know, there's definitely opportunity here today. And so we will go back here to the spreadsheet and go through what we did this morning. Again, if you're going to read the spreadsheet, you read all the CFTC risk disclosures down at the bottom. Today is the 28th day of December, 2018. Made 6 ticks in the euro, 7 ticks in crude, and 12 ticks in the ES. That put us at plus 257.50 this morning. Today took 106 minutes and 6 trades to get to the goal for the day. At that point, we're up 107.50. And we took a total of 8 trades this morning. So on the month now, we're at $3,452.50 over 17 days, averaging $203 a day. That is one contract, 2 hours a day. Okay, on the year, we're at $38,426. That's over 239 days, averaging $160 per day. Again, that is one contract, 2 hours per day. If you have not taken a free trial with us, go to the homepage at CFRN.net. Right over here on the right-hand column, it says 5-day free trial, apply.cfrn.net. Click on that, and you'll be brought to this page. On this page, all we ask for is your email, your first name, and how you found us. Hit the submit button. when you hit that submit button, you'll be sent a confirmation link. You must click on the confirmation link. Okay, if you don't click the confirmation link, you do not get a free trial. Okay, and that's it. That's it for the morning session. With that, we can pass it back out to Studio A in fabulous Phoenix, Arizona, overlooking South Mountain, America's largest city park. And to all of you who were in the room this morning, I want to apologize for those couple of minutes that I had to take a phone call. Marty, I see you're in the audience. Are you listening, Marty? Okay. I got your email, and I can do what you're asking for part of it, but the other thing, you know, we're going to have a meeting, and I'm going to have to look at your computer to see what's going on. Okay? You know, the part about the weekly trading zone. Do you have... yeah, we'll just have to meet separately. Okay? All right. And with that, we are back in Studio A.
Yes,
fabulous Phoenix, Arizona.
How do you see John out there?
Hang on, let me take a look. Not that, John. Not yet. Anyway. Not yet.
All right, he should be here in a minute. Let's recap of the recap.
Yeah, let me go get it, because I didn't write it down. Today it took 106 minutes and 6 trades to get to the goal for the day, and at that point we're at $107.50. 107.50
Per contract.
Per contract, yes. Per contract. It's been a good month so far.
Yes.
And we had, and we are just about at the end of it. 2018 is just about gone.
So you see the pictures of Trump signing the troops' hats and other memorabilia while he was on his trip over there to Iraq?
I did not see that.
You didn't see that. Yeah, boy, the CNN and MSNBC, they sure made a big deal of that, but they never showed you President Obama, when he visited troops, signing all the same stuff. Trump got demonized for it, but you had to go to, Fair and Balanced, Fox, to see the pictures of, he didn't do anything that any other president would not have done. You know, it's just, the demonization continues, and I assume it will continue for the next 2 years, and potentially the next 6, or however much longer the guy's got. And it's distracting. It's like a parlor trick. Americans' attention, even the world's attention, it's a distraction. You know, the magician, he always has the lovely assistant so that she can be doing something to get you to look over at her for just a minute, just long enough for him to shove something up his sleeve or pull it out. So whoever's behind the great misdirection will know soon enough, and we'll find out what it is. And it may not be any one thing, but a number of things. But whatever it is, it's coming. Oh, it's coming. Yeah, Jonathan, it probably will. It probably will.
John is in there now.
Okay. All right, if you want to open up his mic, we'll get rolling.
Okay.
Hello?
Hey, John. Welcome to the show.
Hi there. Hey. Thanks for the invite. You know, I'm looking at this chart, which we were looking at when we signed off yesterday. And it was, remember that double top at the weekly trend, and we said it might come down and test the lower one. It didn't quite get there, and we it actually put in a pretty good buy signal on that doji. And
it put the doji in at the 62% fib retracement.
Yeah, there you go.
Beginning of the move to the high.
Right. And it was sort of, you could see that. You could see the thing had the potential to turn upwards. But what we were able to do yesterday, we pretty much nailed that bottom. I'm not sure exactly what the S&P number was, but it was a point or two off the low. I'm pretty sure of that. And the same with the NASDAQ, because I sensed that it was turning, and once it turned, I was fairly confident we were going to have a very, another monumental up move, and I was very emphatic in that, on that score in a series of tweets, and said that this was going to be epic, an epic day, another epic day, and I was saying that when we were at about 24.20, literally before this big uplift happened. And I got some calls overnight and this morning, some calls from Europe. People are saying, it helped them increase their position because of what I was saying, and they said it was a fantastic call. Now, that's the good news. The bad news is that we have possibly made a kind of a, look, when you're making these bottoms, especially after, we've had a pretty, we've had one of the fastest point declines in history, right? Mm-hmm. You have to go back, anybody who's got a chart going back to 1980 to 82, they ought to take a good look at it, because it's an interesting chart, because it made a series of lower lows. And I pointed this out in the gold market in 2015, that we were making almost an identical kind of a bottom to what happened in 1982 with stocks. And on August the 12th, 1982, I think we were around 777. And I'm telling you, people were ready to jump out of buildings at the time. And in fact, I gave a speech right about that time, and I said the Dow was going to go to 3,000, and they kind of booed me out of the room. And, we had the biggest turnaround in history. We had this huge up day that was repeated for years and years with the bells ringing on Wall Street. We had this 50-point up day, which back then was a big deal. A 50-point up day back then is like a 500-point up day today, or maybe even more. So, don't lose sight that, the 1,000-point up day is a good thing. It was a record up day, all-time record up day. Definitely isn't a confidence booster, but it doesn't mean to say that it's not going to get retested, because we had a few of these things happen, on the way down to the bottom in 1982. And by the way, then we had we went from 777 to 1,400 in about 13 or 14 months, I think it was. It was about, I think by November the next year, we were at 1,400. So we went from, we almost doubled. We went from 777 up to 1,400. And we had the same thing happen in the gold in 2016, when we took off, and the gold stocks had the biggest move up in 30 years. So these kind of, when you get into these kind of bottoming sequences, what I'm trying to get across to people is, it doesn't bottom in a day and just turn around. I mean, it might. You can never say never, but because this is a bit of an overdone, this market. And as we said, look, what did we say 2 days ago? We said the CNN Fear Greed Index is an all-time record low of -2, and look what the result. So you got to pay attention when you see these extreme readings. They usually precede a monumental rebound in the other direction. The problem now is we've got a three-wave rebound. If you can go back to the half-hourly, we've got a three-wave pullback rebound. And by the way, just before you do that, if you go back to the daily there,
this is monthly. You want daily?
Sorry, the monthly. Look, we're going to close the month in a couple of days. That bottom, that spike could be it. I mean, we may go straight up from here. You cannot say you can't rule that out. I personally think there's going to be a retest in 2019, but there's no guarantees. A lot of things could change in the new year that could be very positive. We could get a lot of good news out. The companies could report fantastic numbers, and the stocks could absolutely explode higher. So remember, people have downgraded all their expectations on earnings and everything now. So if we start outperforming again, that could kick off some huge rallies, especially for stocks like Facebook and Amazon, which is, Amazon is likely to have some fantastic numbers with all the good things that have been happening with retail sales and everything. So, but when you see that kind of a monthly reversal, 9 times out of 10, that bottom's probably going to hold or test just like it did before. But this time, because it's kind of a 3-wave pullback, since October rather, the likelihood of that thing rebounding and coming bounding out the high end is something that you've got to keep in your mind. Got to consider. Now, if you can go back to the half hour.
Sure. There you go.
Okay, so we've had a very good impulse waves. So what I think this is, and the impulse waves can start before the actual real 1-2 waves. In other words, you can get in a 3-wave pullback, a 3-wave rebound like we've got here. You can actually get developing impulse waves. Now, what could happen is if we break this latest weekly trend and go back down, and the market loses confidence for some reason, and we have a retest, and we may even take out those lows that were put in a few days ago, I would be very attuned to the possibility of another impulse wave to the upside, possibly even bigger. We might have a 2,000-point day up or something like that. That would signal the beginning of wave 1. So we're potentially in the early stages of a formative bull market. Look, we've gone up 1,500 points or so off this low. That's 10% or that's 15% of a 10,000-point move, right?
That's right.
Think about that. So when you get a big wave 1 like this, it's sort of a signal that's why I was confident of, I thought that the correction yesterday was kind of a bit overdone, but when it was sort of hanging around and consolidating, it kind of felt to me that it was going to go back into an impulse wave. Now, if we went into another impulse wave in the next couple of days and start going back into the 25, 40, 50, 2600 zone, I mean, boy, we could really be in some sort of an extraordinary unfolding uptrend that's bigger than us all. But I think there's going to be some work, maybe a bit of work done down here, but there's no guarantees of that. There's no guarantee we're going to retest. We could actually go straight higher, and that would make this whole impulse idea even stronger. So that's my take on things. The metals, the gold stocks are getting hit today, which is not a very good development. And GOLD, which has been the leader, is kind of leading the way down today. I don't think it's too big of a deal, in all honesty. We've seen these heart attack corrections in the gold stocks all the way up to where they got to yesterday and the day before. So, the next upturn in gold could be looking at a return trip to the upside. And the gold is holding its gains today pretty well. Unfortunately, the platinum has just disappointed again. I think the platinum probably has to make a lower low in 2019, marginally. Maybe it goes down to 750 or something like that. And then it could do a turn, and then it could take off like a bad, take off very dramatically. So I'd be kind of looking for that, because markets have a way of making an orthodox reversal, and this is why you've got to be open-minded to the possibility that the stocks might come down and test the 21,000, take out the previous low by 500 or so, and then if they hold, then they could mount a huge reversal. But there may, and the first 5 days of January could be pivotal in determining how the markets are going to go. We actually could have a sell-off on day 1 or 2, and then have a rebound on day 3, 4, 5 kind of thing. You know?
Yeah, I agree.
Just 1 second.
I agree.
Just 1
Go
second.
ahead. Take it. All right. The S&P, we're still looking at that 2540 overhead. That's just shy of the next weekly trading zone, 2544/45. The swing high so far on this move has been 2519 1/4. Chances of us getting there today, yeah, well, you know, anything can happen. There's time left in the day. We'll see what does happen. Sunday night, Globex Open should be very interesting. Remember, Europe had a positive day today. Europe finished green, and they haven't done that in a couple days. And so with that, and if we finish positive today, even if we could just take out that swing high, if we could just see 2520 by the close, and it's not a prediction that we will, but if we did, that would set the stage Sunday night for potentially a bullish open that would complete this move up to 2540, then potentially hit that weekly zone at 44.45. I will add that the final weekly trading zone on the upside is 100 points away. Yeah, 100 points away, which gives you just some idea of, again, a lot of ifs, right? If we close positive today, if we could not only close positive, but take out this swing high, even just by a little bit, that sets the stage for a positive Globex Open Sunday night and 100 points of room to run to the upside on Monday, the final trading day of the year. But keep in mind, an awful lot of people, their year-end bonuses will be tied directly to how these markets close for the year. And so I said this earlier in the week, if you don't think they're all not calling every client they have and ever had, and encouraging them that this is the buy of a lifetime, because they worked all year for that bonus, and then they saw it dissipate here towards the end of the year. So not too many of them are in the Hamptons right now. They're working the phones. They're working the phones. They can't get any help from the plunge protection team right here, I don't think. But they're working the phones. If your phone hasn't rang yet, it probably will before the close on Monday. Now, I've heard mixed reports about the close on Monday. I heard it was a half day. I heard it was a full day. So let me ask my friend the internet, and we'll find out once and for all. Go here, CME hours, New Year's Eve 2018. Okay, New Year's. We get the calendar open. I think Michael had it up earlier, and I missed it, so I'll check it out for myself.
I did have it open. I don't have it open anymore, though.
I think I just downloaded it.
Okay. I think Bert's in the office now, too. Could just text Bert. I'll text him.
Hey, Bert.
30 hours on Monday.
You out there? Tell him to come say hi to the people. He's probably very busy.
Monday. He was late getting in this morning, I know that.
Inclement weather?
He drove in instead of taking the train, so...
Wow.
He must have something going on.
Did he drive in, or was he dripping in?
No, he drove.
Ooh. Didn't know he drove.
Yeah, he doesn't usually. He usually takes the train.
Okay, why do they got to archive all this stuff? Really? I don't get it. Can't somebody just
I think it's normal time. That's what I looked at. I said normal time. Nothing was closing at 12 Central.
Somebody yesterday posted that they were pretty sure, and it was somebody who, they usually know what they're talking about. I forget who it was. So when I tell that thing to open, it doesn't open. XLS file. There's probably some dialog box somewhere asking me what I want to do. Okay. We'll let it go. Alright guys, John sounds like he's tied up. Anybody got any questions in the audience about anything? You've seen the recap from Michael today. Alerts this week have been sporadic, but they've done well. I'm not going to grind through them right now. Now, I just finished talking about this upside target at 25.40. Okay, off of this alert at 23.75. So 23.75 to 25.40. I think I misquoted that the other day. Let's see, 25.40 minus 23.75. I should be able to do that in my head. As a young man, I could. That's true. You're correct. If I could just get a calculator that worked.
When you say 25.40, 23.75, it's 65.
That's 165. Yeah, the other day I called it 200. I guess I was a little over the top. It's a 165-point move. Which...
Oh, 23.65. 23.75. Okay, yeah.
$50 per point. That would be an $8,250 per contract move. For the 10 contract trader. Now, we initially set our end the channel. The information I sent out was to consider a 35-point stop loss on this alert because of the magnitude of the potential target. And so that put the stop right here, right down here, 23.75. Let me just pull up the channel and give you the exact number that I put out. Hang tight and I'll scroll up and move all this other stuff out of the way. Okay, stop loss on the above mentioned long swing trade looks to be 35 points. Now, I want you guys to all hear this carefully. I don't think I've gone over it with you this week. Everyone who is a passport holder, you've seen it, you've read it, you've lived with it all week. But I want everyone to benefit from this. The risk slash reward, or the reward risk, but they always say risk reward, theory that you've heard so much about ever since you started trading is a fairy tale. Okay, I could say we're going to risk 35 points to make 160 or whatever number we just came up with. And wow, that sounds great. Okay, we're gonna risk 35 and make 165. That sounds great. Who would not want a piece of that? The thing you have to understand, I don't care who's teaching you about risk reward. It doesn't matter. The 35 is a fact. You're risking 35 points. You know that. That's carved in stone. If that's what you choose to do, that's carved in stone. The reward side, that's hope. That's projection. That's a maybe at best.
Sorry, I don't know that.
See, I even teach Alexa things.
Alexa does not know that.
See, I explained to her. That's pretty. Wow. I'm going to sit back for a minute. I just explained that the risk-reward theory is a fairy tale, and she said, I didn't know that. She may have got a little something for Christmas. She may have got a little upgrade. Anyway, Alexa, how do you say love in French? You know, when you say her name, if it doesn't light up blue, you might as well not ask the question. You got to get her attention. Alexa, what's the Wu-Tang story?
New York City might be getting a few new street names to honor some of its most well-known musicians. As Gothamist reports, City Council voted 48-0 in favor of co-naming 3 of the city's streets in honor of the Wu-Tang Clan, Woody Guthrie, and the Notorious B.I.G.
Okay, nobody knows who Wu-Tang Clan is except for the one guy that bought their record for $1 million. Notorious B.I.G., I think he's a criminal.
New York City might be getting a few new street names to
We
honor
heard you the
some of
first
its most
time.
well-known musicians.
Okay,
As
Alexa,
Gothamist
stop.
reports,
Alexa, stop. So, Wu-Tang, okay, I don't... Now, Woody Guthrie, that one I can... Maybe because I'm an old guy. I can relate to that. But, Notorious B.I.G., wasn't he a bad dude or bad guy? No, is he the one that was he the one that was caught up in that East Coast West Coast rap war? You know, where they shot each other up. Is that what happened?
I don't know.
You don't know anything.
I don't know. That sounds like bad news.
Mr. Current Events. Okay.
I don't know. I don't watch news.
Before logging out, Jonathan said normal time Monday. So he's a guy that would probably know. So the market will be open.
He hasn't come back to me yet.
Yeah, the market will be open then, a full session.
Well,
Now,
we'll be there anyway.
back to this risk reward. Yeah, we'll be here. 35 points to make 160. Everybody gets aboard that train. Sounds great. But you got to remember the 35 is a fact. The reward side, that's a projection. It's your best guess. It's maybe a high probability for you. The truth is, none of us know what will happen next. And I don't care who tries to convince you that they do know what happens. If you find somebody who can convince you that they know what's going to happen next, please invite them to be a guest on this radio program. And we'll demonstrate live in real time that they don't. Okay? I'll be happy, and I'll be kind, and I'll be gentle. I'll shower them with Christian love, but the truth will come out. Okay? Now, I know I just dashed hope like it's a bad thing. Life without hope is, well, it's hopeless. As important as hope is for a healthy life, it will not serve you well as a trading strategy. Now, none of this is a parable meant to confuse you. I simply need you to understand the truth about risk reward. 50% of the equation that every guru out there preaches relies on hope or luck. And we know the root word that luck comes from. And we won't even go there on this radio program today. Maybe another day. Also, on any alert that we put out with multiple targets, they are meant to establish benchmarks along the way. They are, in fact, places where you can anticipate support or resistance and not be surprised by it when it happens. Those who trade multiple contracts may choose to lighten the load as we approach. As price proves its ability to overcome these areas, traders with a slightly different strategy may choose to add versus shed contracts, increasing their position versus decreasing their position as they become convinced they are on the profitable side of the move. If you go to audibletrial.com/CFRN, I'm going to put it in the chat box for you right now. All keyed up and ready to rumble. Yeah, or not. Try it again. There we go. Did I go to everybody? Yeah. audibletrial.com CFRN. Mark Douglas discusses this very well in his book, Trading in the Zone. Grab yourself a free legal copy of the audio book by just following that link right there that I put into the chat box. Audible is a sponsor of our radio program, has been for many years. And by the way, if I haven't said it lately, thanks, Audible, for your support of CFRN and all the great shows. Now, when you get that audio book, go to chapter 7. Let's get right down to the nitty-gritty of what this is. You see, so many would-be traders come into this business convinced that the way to become a good trader, or the best trader, or the awesome trader, or the, dear Lord, am I going to say this, winning trader. Hey, honey, you're going to be so excited. I want a great paycheck at work this week. Oh, let's go for dinner. Well, I didn't win that much. Really? Well, how come traders have to win their money, but if you buy a Subway franchise, you earn your money? You know, why is that? I don't know. Let's not even get into it. But let's always keep in mind what we're dealing with. Uncertainty. We don't know what will happen next. However, we can, through the use of some very simple tools, we can have a pretty good idea, a high probability idea of what will happen next. But the difference between knowing what will happen next and the high probability of what will happen next, those are two very different things. And forever traders are concerned and confused, and they just don't know where to turn and what to believe. Okay? The truths about the market are pretty simple. And we've done everything in our power to keep them as simple as we possibly can. If I bring up a, I don't know, what is this? This is a daily chart of something. What is that, gold? Okay. It's on a daily chart. Let's put some indicators on there. Can we navigate this market? I mean, how do you know if it's going up here, it's going down there? Okay. Well, I guess we scroll back a little bit. So, now this is the current contract. We should probably go just to the continuous so that you can see it a little better. Remember, these are daily candles. How far back can we go? All right. Well, there's a bearish cross here. And when there's a bearish cross supported by the cycle here, red and falling, we look for lower prices. So April 26th on the daily chart of gold, continuous contract, we had a bearish cross, which says one thing: look for lower prices. Price of gold went from $13.33, and we had a bullish cross at $12.04. So what is that, 120 points, give or take, at $100 a point? It's $12,000 per contract. Of course, that requires holding a position overnight. But at what point did you get freaked out of your position? There was no need to freak, because you got a bullish cross here. Not unusual that there's a little whipsaw here. Okay, you got this bullish. Are we headed down again? If you got into this the second, where would you have got in? Here? Well, the second you see this blue and climbing actually cross that BBC, you're out. If you rode this, then whatever you got stopped out with over here, when you get this little head fake here to the downside, well, that's trading. Sometimes you will get stopped out, whether you're trading a daily chart or a weekly chart. So does this hold true on a weekly chart? Well, let's see. Well, a bullish cross certainly led to higher prices, and a bearish cross certainly led to lower prices, and a bullish cross certainly led to higher prices. A bearish cross certainly led to lower prices. Here's 1,300 down to 1,200, 1170. And now look what's happened here over the last few weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have a bullish cross, and I anticipate higher prices. I anticipate higher prices to right there. Why? That's a great question. You should be on the trial. If you finish the trial, you should be a partner. If you're considering being a partner, you should take a look at what the passport offers. Is there a guarantee that it's going to go to that line I just drew? Nope. Is it a high probability? It sure is. What is that number? It's 1316. That puts us back over $1,300. So shouldn't we be running into trouble up here? Probably will. But we're going to stutter right here. If you take the trial, if you come and spend time with me in a one-on-one mentoring session, I will help you understand how markets work. I know that out there, there's an awful lot of prophets and gurus, forecasters. How much money have those guys made you over the years? You keep looking for somebody to make you money in the markets, but you came into the markets because you wanted to become a trader. Wouldn't you like to learn how to make your own money without being dependent upon someone else? See, every morning, that's what Michael's doing in the live training room. He's teaching you to become the master of your own fate. There's no guarantee you're going to become a great trader, because let's face it, not everyone's cut out to be a trader. The only way you'll know for sure is if you find out. I've talked to so many people over the last few weeks that have actually been at this for some time with little to no success. And in each case, there was one thing each one of those people had in common. They didn't have a teacher. They've been trying to go it alone. Now, that's very brave, but the results speak for themselves. Because most of what happens, most of what we have to deal with is counterintuitive. Once you understand that, now counterintuitive is not the same as trading counter trend. I can help you understand much of this. Michael will spend 2 hours a day with you Monday through Friday if you're a CFRN partner and or a passport holder. Because as a passport holder, you have access not only to the Logic 247 alerts, such as this one, and as we move into 2019, we will continue with Logic 247 exactly as we have. In addition, I anticipate, because I believe volatility is going to follow us into the new year, we will look at more and more swing trade opportunities. Will they all perform as wonderfully as this one? Well, I may have said it before. I don't know what's going to happen next. But I do believe that we have something here. It's not shrouded in mystery. It's not difficult to learn. It's really quite simple. Our indicators are so very basic. Now, even if I lay them on top of this, okay? Blue and climbing. Bearish cross.
Climbing.
I'm sorry?
The ES. I was just looking. The ES is starting to move up right now too.
Blue and climbing. Price moved higher. Now, this little head fake, this little bearish cross here. No, it's a head fake. It hasn't gone anywhere. Once it crossed, we had no pull away. We just been hugging the underside of it. If I bump this out, there is no bearish cross. And here, did we pull away? Nope. On the hourly, this has been a straight up move.
Right.
I'm sorry?
I said if you bump it up to like a 5 minute right now, the MA1's about to hit the BBC. The last bar was very bullish, so we'll see where this bar is. But it's been just a bunch of chop with the double top up at 25.01.5, and once it gets up above that, well, hopefully it will just continue.
When price pulled back to the zone, it held. It was volatile back and forth, but as we can see, it held.
Bert just texting back.
What do you say?
Normal day on Monday.
Normal day on Monday. All right, so we'll be here as normal. Now I'll be in some mentoring sessions this afternoon. However, as we move into the new year, some of you I know have been trying to make your mind up. Do you want to become a partner? Do you want to become a passport holder? I'll be around Telegram if you have some questions, if you want to spend a little time together. If you don't want a full-blown mentoring session with charts, if you just want to talk by phone, get a hold of me in Telegram at CFRN, the number 1. Oh, let me put that in the chat box for you as well. And I'll be happy to discuss with you what your next move is. Okay. Now, one thing I want to clear the air with. We don't make claims. We don't make promises. We are not your run-of-the-mill slot shop that just wants to get our hands on your money, hand you some indicators, pat you on the back, and wish you all the very best. Oh, and by the way, here's a PDF. That'll teach you everything you need to know. To my knowledge, we're the only people in this business that offer unlimited one-on-one mentoring. As far as I know, I think we're the only guys that offer 2 hours of training every single day, Monday through Friday. But I could be wrong, because there's an awful lot of people out there. A lot of people holding themselves out to be teachers and gurus and prophets and forecasters and magicians. They all got some magic. See, we don't have any magic. What we do is we teach you how to read a chart. And over time, as you spend time with Michael in the live training room, and you spend time with me in one-on-one mentoring sessions, and you spend group time with us in workshops, you learn to read the chart. My goal is that you learn to see exactly what I see. So at some point in our relationship, what I see only serves as confirmation to what you already see yourself. That's my goal. That's Michael's goal. It's been our goal since the beginning. simply to teach you how to trade, not to teach you magic tricks, not to hide anything behind the curtain, but to teach you to become the master of your own destiny. Now, if you find me in Telegram today, and you're very polite and very nice, and you say good things about me, I got a special that'll blow your socks off. So you might want to check it out. All right. And if somehow the telegram.org mystifies you, you can't get it going, if you send an email to support@cfrn.net, Valerie will be very happy to walk you through the process. And if that's not acceptable, then just send an email to support@cfrn.net. Dwayne, call me, talk to me, I'll get a hold of you. Just leave me your phone number. Okay. All right. We've talked this to death. You know where to get help if you want it. Okay. And not the kind of help where we're going to tell you everything to do. Michael's goal in the morning is not to teach you how to follow him, but to teach you how to do what he does. That's the goal. And if you're looking for something else, there are plenty other places out there that will serve that purpose, but that's not the purpose that we serve. Okay? So, you've seen it all, heard it all. You know, we've been at this since 2005. Okay? Just, again, a reminder, you go to a lot of websites, boy, there's a lot of big promises. A lot of insane stuff. You go to our website, you won't find any promises. We make no claims other than we're willing to teach you what we know. How do you know what we know? Well, all you got to do is follow us for a while, because everything we do is done live in real time in front of real people. What Michael does in the live trading room is done in front of a live audience every day. Now, you can play all kinds of magic tricks with videos and historic charts, but there's one thing never lies, and that's a live chart with the real price on it. You can't fake that. It's just the truth. It simply is. The alerts actually go out to the subscribers live in real time before the alert triggers. Not after, but before. And when the move is completed, we come back and recap it. It either hit the target, or the final target, or it got stopped out. And in some cases, it doesn't trigger. So there's no smoke, there's no mirrors. And sadly, so many people out there actually want pie in the sky. They want the unbelievable. They want to go with the guy who promises an 89% win rate. Yeah, well, if that's what you're looking for, probably Vegas is your best bet. Not Wall Street, not even Chicago. I say this with great love because I care about you. And whatever torment you may have suffered with this learning to trade business in 2018, the good news is 2019 can be a fresh start. It can be a new beginning. It's going to require, if you've been around a while, you're going to have to drop some of those preconceived notions from the
pretty much all of them.
pretty much all of them, all the way from oh, it's lunchtime, I can't trade, the locals will run my stops. There are no more locals, so I don't know how prevalent that one is anymore. Michael, what would you like to add? Anything?
Well, when if you've been here a while and you've been kicking this can down the road, and just watching and seeing, you've been watching and seeing consistent results over and over and over again. And that's what we want to teach you to do. We want to teach you to have consistent results over and over and over again. We're not the pie in the sky, $1 million overnight team. We are the people who We'll teach you how to build a business and maintain consistent results with that business. We haven't changed anything in years. We've only added. We haven't changed, but we've added new products that, again, are consistent. That's our goal here. That's our goal with everybody who's even on the trial. You know, that's our goal, is to teach you how to do that. And so with that, we have just a few days left to this year. You know, it could be a tax write-off for you if you became a partner at this point. Just
check with your accountant and your
yeah.
personal tax situation, because we're not tax guys. Now, I think most of you know that the CFRN passport does run $900 a month. It is a lease. It's a 24-month lease. At the end of that lease, you can buy it out for $1. At any point during the lease, you can buy out the remainder of your lease for 50 cents on the dollar, which is a pretty good deal. But this afternoon, now if you do the math, $900 a month, 24 months, buy it out with $1 as an option at the end of the lease, which means you own everything forever. Okay, that's $21,000, and I think it's probably the best $21,000 anybody could ever spend when it comes to learning how to trade. This afternoon, I'm going to knock 75% off that price. So you come find me in Telegram, and we'll talk about it. We're going to go to our good word for the day. Michael, unless you have something else for you.
I was just going to say, or you can just send an email to support@cfrn.net. Just put passport in the header. And
I'll shoot you the link. You can click the button, and we'll get all the links and everything out to you, get you into the channel, get you up to speed on everything you need.
Everything. Okay.
Everything. All right. Good word for the day. Anything else, Mike? Anything else?
No, I was just going to go mute John in case he came back in the middle of your work.
All right. Okay, guys, here we go. Now, remember, we'll be back Monday for a full day into the year. In fact, I'm going to try to round up Garrett, and John will be here. See if I get Dr. Tom on board. And, you know, end of the year, all of the regulars for the show. I'd love to even get Leslie to pop in. I don't know if she has the... Some of you don't know Leslie, but some of us will never forget Leslie. So, anybody that's ever been an important part of the show, save one, I would like to have them on the show. So, I'll see if I can work that out. Today, Proverbs 29:1 says this: "A man who remains stiff-necked after many rebukes will suddenly be destroyed without remedy." That sounds serious. The point is, we all need to learn how to listen and be willing to take advice. Years ago, civil engineers examined a dam in Pennsylvania that controlled the waters of several rivers which flowed down towards a valley where there was a town. Concerned by what they saw, they told the town officials, "The dam is unsafe and you are in great danger. You need to relocate." The officials said, "We've heard it all before. The dam is all right." A year later, the engineers visited the dam and again came back saying, "We are warning you, you are in danger every hour." Now, by this time, the engineer's report had spread to the townspeople. They just laughed it off, saying, "Oh, they're just trying to scare us." A few months later, the engineers issued the same warning. Again, it was dismissed. 15 days later, a boy on a horse rode through the valley shouting, "Run for your lives! The dam has broken and the water is coming." But the people laughed at him, certain he was trying to scare them. Suddenly, a wall of dirty water struck, and in less than 30 minutes, Johnstown was in ruins. More than 3,700 people died that day. You know, there's an old saying, if somebody tells you you have a tail, ignore it. If two people say you got a tail, probably not. If three people tell you you got a tail, you just might want to turn around and take a look. So, brings us to our question of the day. Has God been warning you about certain things in your life? You know He has. Admit it. Just stop and think. Maybe relationships, habits, attitudes. If so, there are two scriptures you do well to consider carefully. Proverbs 12:15. The way of a fool seems right to him, but a wise man listens to advice. And last, a man who remains stiff-necked after many rebukes will suddenly be destroyed without remedy. So the word for you today, for all of us, listen and be willing to take advice. That's our good word for the day. As the holidays wind down, I hope you have a great weekend with your family. Be sure and spend some quality time. I won't see you in church this Sunday, but I'm sure you'll be there. And I would gladly tip my hat at you if I were there. But I'll see you next Sunday. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Whoever you are, wherever you are, may God continue to richly bless you with His mercy and with His grace. And I'll see you at the bell.
Remember this, there is no greater return on investment than to see a human life changed and given hope. As always, pray hard and trade safe. Any financial information discussed on this show is simply the opinion of our host, Dwayne Reeves, his co-hosts, and guests. To learn more about trading Emini Futures or to take a 1-week free trial in our live trading room, call 1-866-928-3310. 866-928-3310. Information discussed on this radio program should not be construed as a recommendation to buy or sell any security. Always do your own due diligence and consult with a licensed securities broker or financial planner before making any investment decision.